Well, it's been some time. I am now at about 700 miles, and I want to talk about an update on the 2024 Aniioki A9 Pro Max dual motor. I want to tell you the experience on this bike. I want to tell you any problems that may have came along. I want to tell you about all the pros and the cons, but more so, I want to share with you the maintenance that you need to perform on this bike to make sure it's going to last for many years. Let's get to it. First and foremost, I want to state that this bike is absolutely a pleasure to operate. It is smooth. It's a well-balanced bike and is very easy to operate. The way the bike is built and designed, it doesn't matter if you have a slim, medium, or large physique. The bike literally almost hugs. It just simply engulfs your body in a way that when you're riding it, just moving it around is very easy. And although it is a heavier e-bike, it really is not something that you notice when you're riding a bike. Now, we're not going to talk about the rear wheel, the front wheel. We're not going to talk about any of these things because I've already done a video, and I'll list that below if you want to go and check it out. What we're going to talk about is the maintenance of your e-bike. Well, let's talk about it. Number one, when it comes to the maintenance of this particular e-bike or any e-bike that has direct drive motors, yes, you're going to have to perform certain tasks. But let's talk about the upkeep. Number one, if you're somebody like me, you want to always take a damp rag and you want to clean your bike. Keep the paint on your bike looking good for years to come. Making sure you use some sort of blower machine. That way you can get into the crevices, get rid of dust and excess water that may accumulate in certain areas while you're washing your bike. Do not use a hose to wash your bike, nor should you be using a power washer to wash your bike. Remember, there are some enemies to a direct motor, and we're going to talk about them in just a moment. When it comes to making sure your brakes are performing, I have a video, I'll list it below, that talks about how to bleed your brakes. Understand something, hydraulic brakes and brakes on a vehicle are completely different. We're talking about the difference between mineral oil versus DOT 3. DOT 3 oil is a lot better oil, and it has a more superior stopping power than mineral oil. The problem with DOT 3 oil is it can accumulate water over time. And when using such oils, well, it breaks down. When it comes to mineral oil, it lasts a long time and is very difficult to break it down. Okay? Most of the time when it comes to mineral oil, you can simply use it and reuse it, depending on the color changes and what it looks like. You want to check that out and be very careful when you do so. Most mineral oils are very low cost, so most people just simply get rid of the old and go with the new. On the 2025 Aniioki A9 and A8 Pro Max dual motors, it's very easy to bleed the brakes. You don't have to do any sort of oil changes at all. You don't have to use an extended kit in order to take the oil out of a bleed screw. There's no bleed screw on these bikes of this particular year in model and make. So you do all your bleeding right here, as performed in the video. Something that I didn't know, but I found out really quickly after performing a few tests and talking with Aniioki's tech team. Now, besides your brakes, you want to make sure you check your pads, making sure there's no sort of debris within those pads that's going to stop and hinder your stopping power. When you do perform any sort of maintenance on your bike, make sure you keep brake oil away from your pads. Otherwise, once they become contaminated, the pads are no longer useful. Here's another thing, your lights, making sure your lights are always performing, making sure your bulbs are not blown out, and going through a check throughout the entire bike every 3 to 6 months. That way you know that your signals are working both front and back, making sure your tail light is working, as well as your headlight, high beams and low beams. Making sure your shifter is properly working. So that if you're someone that's like me that like to use a lot of pedal assist, you want to make sure your shifters are up to par. This is very important. Go into your controls, making sure your computer, or better yet, your display is performing to optimal levels. This is very important since displays, they will have a problem somewhere down the line. Why? I'm not sure, but I do know from dealing with e-bikes for a long, long time, these displays can go out. And so you want to make sure you notify Aniioki if it's within your warranty period. Anything on the bike, notify them if it's within your warranty period. Aniioki, and I digress for a second, they've come a long way. Their customer service, yeah, they're improving. I've gotten testimonies from a lot of different people talking about the customer service and the quick replies they get. Aniioki does have a WhatsApp number. It's one of the quickest ways you can get in touch with the department. Just simply, send them a question. They'll ask you to make and model of your bike, ask you some other information that's pertinent to your specific bike, and they'll, talk to their tech team if it's something that they cannot answer themselves, but they will have an answer for you. And so they're improving just like many companies that come on the market. They're not perfect in the beginning, but they do improve. And with improvement comes great customer service. And when you got great customer service, it makes the consumer more relaxed. So we've talked about the brakes. We've talked about the lighting. We've talked about changing of the oils and so forth. Let's talk about your rotors. Rotors, well, it's very rare that you may receive a bike from Aniioki with warped rotors. But warped rotors can happen. If you suspect you have a warped rotor, I suspect you either, number one, take your tires off, remove the rotor, and take it to a machine shop and see if they can check it and see if it's actually warped. It's going to be very difficult for a regular consumer to know this. Number two, you can simply check it yourself if you're skilled. But I'll stick with number one. For most of you, that's exactly what I do. Take it to a shop and let the professionals deal with them. If you're in my area in Sacramento, come on by my shop. It's simply my home, my garage, and I'll just take a look at it. Other than that, I think you should take it by the shop. The pros know what they're doing most of the time. Now, I'll tell you, the bike has performed like I expect, but it outperformed my expectations. So I want to talk about the direct drive motors. There's been a lot of hype. No more gear hub motors because the direct drive motors, brushless motors, Aniioki has done it. Yes, yes, yes. No more maintenance. No more greasing your hubs. Yes and no. Of course, you no longer have to grease your hubs because these are not hub motors. These are direct drive motors. However, anyone who tells you there's no maintenance to perform have never opened a direct drive motor and performed the task. Now, I've dealt with probably over about 75 direct drive motors in my years of dealing with e-bikes. And I've opened many of them up. Oh, I've screwed the first dozen up and had to go back and try and fix it only to take it to my mentor at the time. And he was awesome at showing me exactly what to do. Number one, I'm very heavy-handed, and everything I touch seems to break. But you need to make sure you have the skill set when working on a direct drive motor. And many of you are not prepared for that. I hope that my channel can serve of some assistance to many of you over the next coming years when it gets time to service your direct drive motor. Many of you drive thousands of miles and accumulate it overnight. Some of us don't drive that many miles. I accumulate miles overnight. But if you do accumulate those miles, you're going to be servicing that direct drive motor. So here's what you need to know. The enemy to a direct drive motor. To a direct drive motor, there's enemies. Sand, dirt. Keep your bike off the beach. Keep it away from a lot of sand and dirt. Direct drive motors do not like that. The next enemy, water, snow. Snow is water once it melts. If you get that in your motor and it gets into the internal hub area or casing, you're going to have a problem with future rust issues and internal parts starting to fail simply because of moisture. You don't want that. Stay away from water and snow, and stay out of rain that's pouring down. Light rain, you may be caught in it, no big deal. But heavy pours, stay away from it, okay? These are the enemies to direct drive motors. But there's one more enemy no one talks about. Everyone talks about how fast they are and how powerful direct drive motors are. Indeed, they are. However, there's an enemy to direct drive motors, and it's called heat. I like to say excessive heat. These are not motors that you want to have if you're living in an area, a city or state that has tons of hills. You don't want to deal with these motors because going up those hills require a lot more power, and that excessive heat will tear the internals up, and they'll have a high failure rate very quickly. Yeah, and anyone who tells you the opposite of this don't know direct drive motors, okay? Now, if you live in mostly flat areas or you're dealing with mostly flat areas and some incline here and there, no problem. But I want you to do yourself a favor. If you're ever dealing with any sort of incline, I don't care how small the grade is, how steep it is, make sure you're always in dual motor and at its highest setting. On this bike, that'll be setting 5, pedal assist 5. That's what I'd be in. That way I don't have to make the motor, one or the other, overwork. Just make them both work in unison together. It's quite simple, okay? Now, when it comes to maintenance on these motors, it's something called bearings. The bearings are something you're gonna have to change out. Now, you don't have to worry about it like a gear hub motor, where you have to change it out and open it up and grease it every 500 or 1,000 miles. These bikes are known to go 8,000, 10,000, and upwards of 15,000 plus before it's time to change out the bearings. And you'll get a warning when you need to change out the bearings because your power will start to degrade. You won't have that oomph in your bike as it used to. Sometimes, well, at least the older first direct drive motors, those, when they fail, they just simply failed on you, or you had a bad grinding while you're riding, only for the bike to come to a halt, an abrupt halt. Well, you know, direct drive motors have come a long way. And so now you'll get a warning. And I would suggest that if you're really good and you start working on your own bikes, and you need to learn how to do that stuff, you need to become empowered to work on your own bike. When you do this, you're gonna find yourself doing things that have been so easy all along. But once again, start baby steps. Takes patience and it takes skills, but it can be done. So those who tell you there's no maintenance on direct drive motors, trust me, there's maintenance. The bearings inside of them, they are strong bearings. Most direct drive motor bearings are really, really tough and they last thousands of miles. But when it comes to changing them out, you folks have no idea what type of skill set it takes to do so. It's not easy. And we're talking about these type of motors have a magnet in them. There are certain things you got to know how to do and how to perform it. Okay? Let's talk about the last thing and we'll conclude this and we'll get on to closing this up. Well, I think that about sums it up. Take care of your bike, e-bike specifically, and it'll last you a long time. The frame will look nice and plush. You'll have everything that you've ever wanted in an e-bike. I'm not saying that this is the best e-bike on the market. Whatever the e-bike you have, take good care of it. I have more than a dozen e-bikes. And I'll tell you what, I take good care of all of them. Stay tuned. I just received another e-bike from another company. We're going to test that out. Let's compare that one to this one.